For life.
Yeah. Bullet cast. What's going on? It's Teasy. This elite podcast in here. Ain't nobody better. Look. Yeah. Listen to us every time we live in the side. When you turn it on, it's just defining the mind. If you feel it, our opinions is great. When everything we moving now in the state, turn us on if the feeling is right.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am the microphone messiah, Phillip. I'm joined by the current reigning 16-time Bulletcast podcast champion, the Canadian Destroyer, BT, Brandon Tanguma, and, of course, the Agent of Chaos, Miss Katie Scarlett. How are we doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Chilling, vibing. You know how I do. Brandon, how you doing?
Phillip, I'm doing just fine.
Are you?
I mean, this is what I'm supposed to ask how you're doing.
Yes.
Okay, even though, we do the awkward thing where you say hi and then I say hi back and you say, oh, how you doing? I'm doing fine. How you doing? You don't actually care what the other person's doing. You're saying to be nice. Right?
I mean, I actually care, so.
No, I actually care. Jesus. If I didn't care, then you wouldn't be here. It's that simple.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yep.
That's so nice that you care.
Yes, of course.
See, you have a soul.
Yes.
Compared to what some other people might say.
Wait, who are these people?
People.
It wasn't me.
Look, I'm like
Sources.
Omari. I'm like Omarion. I got an ice box where my heart used to be. Okay. So cool. No, we're not.
Beautiful voice of an angel, voice of a generation. It's like a combination of Jesus and Fergie.
What the what?
Phillip, if you don't understand that reference, I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
Bro, what?
I think you might have just broke his brain.
Jesus and Fergie.
I guess no one's seen Step Brothers. It's fine. It's only one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces of all time.
I can think of better cinematic masterpieces.
Like, hard agree.
I can think of much better.
You have to agree with me, Phil. I'm the champion.
No, that's not how this works.
I think that's how it works.
No. You're not even the real champion.
I will not take this Step Brothers slander on this podcast.
We could go back to the Lil Wayne slander. Actually, we could start up some 21 Savage slander. We can really do that. I got some things to say.
I mean, we can talk about the title and give it to me.
No, that's not how this works. Hey, what if the title goes away and Katie never holds it?
I'd be very upset.
Like I'm looking at WrestleMania for it to go away. That's when we're looking at.
That's very upsetting.
Well, it's going away.
Let's just say it's going to go away once Phillip gets his hands on it again.
You know what? Look,
which is never happening.
I thought about that back, when I was not my happy-go-lucky self when I was the champion back then. I thought about that. But I was like, no, we can't do it. But we are going to talk about professional wrestling, sports entertainment, all that great stuff. Roman Reigns is being rumored to defend the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship against Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. If this match does take place, this will be the third Royal Rumble encounter for the Heavyweight Championship that they will have had. KO in 2017 retained the Universal title against Roman Reigns at a Royal Rumble, and then fast forward to 2021, Roman retained the Universal Championship against KO, and the last man standing. What are your thoughts on this? We've seen from Monday night, obviously, Kevin Owens is not done with the bloodline. Katie.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not done with the bloodline in any way, shape, or form. He says he's done with Sami Zayn, but we have yet to see that actually happen. I'm personally very excited about the possibility of having Roman defend against KO in any way, shape, or form, because I love KO. I love Roman. Watching the two of them go at each other is a fantastic match.
Brandon, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's not surprising that it's rumored, I mean, it's a logical next step storyline for Kevin Owens to get involved for the championship. Whether, we kind of talked about it in depth at a Survivor Series recap. If you haven't, definitely go and check that out. But Sheamus, Sammy, whenever that turn may come, possibly Drew out there. But Kevin Owens, if they are going to do a Royal Rumble thing, because they've hinted at 2021 Royal Rumble being the last time they faced off, and he should have beat him. So it makes logical sense, and Kevin Owens is a fantastic wrestler, fantastic character, and mixing in him with the bloodline should be good stuff.
Yeah, it's also being rumored that Roman Reigns was livid after Survivor Series. He was supposed to be on that press conference, which he did not attend because apparently something went wrong in the ring with KO, and he apparently has a ruptured eardrum. Yeah.
Well, accidents happen. If you're gonna
you think
mess
Roman,
up, you probably shouldn't mess up with Roman Reigns in the ring. But,
yeah, you think Roman would go to Trips and be like, not him.
But so good on Roman Reigns not going out there eating some vegan muffins and airing his grievances at a press conference.
I know.
Good for him. Way to be an adult.
Yeah.
These things don't happen in this company. No, this company has class. God damn it. Yeah. So I mean, we can't wait to see what happens with Roman and KO. That's gonna be fun. Hopefully.
Yeah, we're going up against Roman.
What happened?
My initials are KO.
Oh, that's right. another victim of the bloodline. Oh God. another body.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure I'd just lay down and die. I'd be like, just take it. Just take it.
I almost want to name this episode Just Take It. But I already have a name in place. Oh God. Oh, that's funny. We're gonna circle back to that one. That's gonna make some headwaves. Speaking of making headwaves, the Teddy Hart documentary that's been on Peacock has been going around the wrestling world. Shout out Markout Media. He previed me to this, and then I watched it with Big Toko. Shout out Juicy. Yeah, we all know Teddy Hart, a member of the famed Hart dynasty in Canada. Bret Hart and all of them. Owen, shout out.
All the hearts.
Yes, Teddy Hart has never been painted in a nice light at all whatsoever. So this documentary is really about the disappearance of a woman he was seeing. Her name is Sam. What did Brandon? Do you know her name?
Her name would be Samantha Fiddler.
Samantha Fiddler. Thank you, Samantha Fiddler. She goes missing in 2016?
I don't know. You're the one that watched it.
You watched it too, because I told you to.
Oh, and I'm supposed to listen to Daddy?
What? Hey, whoa, wait. Let's not get weird here.
What?
Let's make it weird.
What's weird about it? You're the one making it weird.
So yeah, Samantha Fiddler goes missing in 2016. She links up with Teddy. She says she wants to get into the wrestling business. He takes her from Canada to Florida. She gets in contact with her family every once in a while, and then she just vanishes, and she's never heard from again. Yeah, this was interesting. I mean, it was one crazy thing after another. Brandon, what are your thoughts on this?
So I've watched the first 2 episodes. Haven't seen it's a 3-part series, an hour each. Haven't seen the last part yet. But this I like the documentary, but I also hate the documentary because just everybody involved, kind of except for Samantha's family, I just don't like. And even like the filmmaker who kind of makes himself like a part of the show, like a part of the documentary. I don't think he's painted in the greatest of light. He just looks like a mark, and Teddy took advantage of him, and you could see that coming from a mile away, even though he couldn't. But yeah, it's a documentary that it's not a wrestling documentary by any means. So it might be loosely tied with wrestling, but it really has nothing to do with wrestling. And it's interesting, but also I just hate everything about it.
Yeah,
it's icky. It's icky.
Yeah, it's
also I guess that I know where Natalia got her cats from.
Yeah, right. Teddy Hart just wrestled out here for East Bay, like a couple months ago. So he's still roaming around. Yeah, I mean, this was weird. I mean, he claimed like he's out of it, man. Like he claims he didn't have a relationship with her or anything like that. But you go back to the old footage, he's caught. Like he's caught, saying like he cares about her, they're in a relationship and all this other stuff. This sucks, man. Like I mean, obviously we don't know what happened to Samantha. Hopefully, by the grace of God, if she's alive at all, I almost said somewhat alive, Jesus. If she's alive at all, then maybe she's just doesn't know how to get in contact with her family, or she's out of it or something. But like her sister doesn't think she's alive, and I'm like, that's terrible. That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking to hear. Brandon, what are your thoughts on Teddy?
So to be honest, I think I've heard of Teddy Hart, and I've probably seen him in like because he's done like MLW and he's done some Mexico stuff, but he's just kind of one of those people that I just don't I forgot about, and maybe like I probably knew him because he was the youngest person signed to WWE at 18, and then they cut him not so long after because of he's a headache and doesn't take criticism or whatnot. They don't really dive into that because it's not really about that. It's about like the past 10 years of this documentary and following Teddy around. But I mean, just from the documentary's point of view, he just looks like a carny, and for better or for worse, there's not a lot of carnies in wrestling really anymore. Maybe like from the promoter side, there's some carnies, but like a true carny wrestler, we don't really have those anymore. And Teddy Hart definitely is the last of a dying breed.
Absolutely. I mean, the doc it gets into like his relationships with other women and just abuse and it just physical and mental, and it sucks, man. This dude needs some serious help. And I'm ashamed to say that like I was a Teddy Hart fan, I was a fan of this guy. I mean, he's an incredible athlete, incredible performer. One of the best matches I've ever seen was at a BTW, and it was Teddy Hart versus Joey Ryan.
Yeah, are you allowed to say those two names on the internet right now?
You
did.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just like I said, one of the best matches I've ever seen. But just because you're very good at something doesn't mean you're not a complete piece of what.
Just like how I feel when I saw that Adam Thornstowe and Timothy Thatcher match. I thought it's one of the best indie matches I've ever seen. But
well,
one of those guys.
Timothy Thatcher's a great guy.
Timothy Thatcher is a great guy. He works at a Crunch.
Yes,
yes. Adam Thornstowe, yeah, not so much.
My buddy works at that Crunch. Maybe we can hook you up with some stuff.
I'm, free month or two. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Thank you. I'll talk to him. I'll see what we can do. Yeah. You're really still mad at Adam Thornstowe all these years later? I mean, you have to kind of let this go now.
I mean, I can't let it go. I can't let it go. Never forget. I could have been what's the term for getting kicked out of school? I could have been expelled, or at least I could have been expelled from the journalism department, or
you could have lost your credentials.
I could have been kicked out of my class. I could have had to take even longer to graduate college, which we all know took way too goddamn long. But that's okay.
How long you been out now?
It's been 2 years. I was a COVID graduate.
Jesus. Okay. Graduated
and I graduated high school in 2012. So everybody do the math.
Arroyo, right? Yeah.
Shout out, go Dons.
I got to go to Arroyo on Saturday for a tourney.
JV tournament?
Yes, it is. It's a JV.
Curveballs and Chair Shots follows Arroyo Wrestling on Instagram.
Okay.
So we get some updates.
Okay. Then we got to go back on Monday for a novice tourney. So we'll see. I'm gonna beat those Dons. My kid's gonna beat those Dons.
I don't know about that. It looks like a good group this year. I wouldn't know it. I don't really know anything about the team. I just followed the Instagram page.
We'll see. Moving on from that, Jay Vidal, he has signed a multi-year deal with Impact Wrestling. Jay Vidal has wrestled all around the Indies. He's been really at UGWA for he was at UGWA for the better part of this year until he moved to Florida. He won the Quest for the Key Gauntlet and So if Jay ever comes back to Ugwa, maybe we can get that storyline resolved. But I'm happy for him. Do you know anything about Jay at all?
No clue. I did see his signing making the waves. So, good for him. Seems like he's a talented guy. And hopefully, him and Impact do some work together and he can thrive.
Absolutely. Before we get to the Ronda Rousey of it all, do you have any other outside the ring news? Has anything else been going on?
Not that I can. Oh, Damian Priest was supposed to be like a part of Black Panther or something, right?
Yeah,
I forget.
Him and then I think Lashley was supposed to be in some movies and he turned them down. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I wonder why they did that. Oh, Mayor Kane has allegations against him.
Shocking.
That's something. Let's talk about that real quick. Can you pull up the
I always pull up.
Yeah, yes.
What do I pull out? What?
You're the puller upper.
Yep.
We're gonna call you the pull up. Yes.
I saw this. Even though my fat ass can't do a pull up.
Hey! You slim thick.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think everyone that you said.
Yes, bro. You wore the shorts, the collectible. People were looking at the gams. They were looking. They were like, "Oh,
oh yeah." I was wearing my stretchy ones. I think.
Yes. I heard some girl say, "Oh, he's slim thick with his cute ass. I might buy him a new bag." Yes, sir. But yeah, so let's talk about Mayor Kane and these allegations. Everybody has allegations. This is upsetting.
He has allegations of misconduct.
Oh God. Oh Jesus Christ.
Okay, let's see. According to Knox News, Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs has asked county employees to work at his home while they were on the clock and pressured a department head to lie to state investigators. He allegedly cursed at the department head when he would not lie to them. So that's nice. So, mayor of a county possibly committing some federal offenses and, not paying employees and doing all these things. So that's fun.
Think he chokeslammed him? Think he tombstone pile drive?
Maybe.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I mean, Kane, he's really come to light as a not a good human being. Incredible performer, one of the greatest characters of all time. But the man behind the mask,
I think it was something to where like him and Brian were tag team champs, obviously, and I think they would ride together. And Danielson, I think me and Danielson have very similar views, and I think him and Kane were like on the road, and he would like get to know Kane, and Kane would just like go off on these tangents and soliloquies because he was a very political, very quote unquote intellectual person while he was in the industry and had all these big ideas. And I think Danielson kind of was like, kind of maybe not rolled his eyes, but kind of was like, yeah, okay, Glenn, you do you, boo.
Like, okay, pal. All right, I guess.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. I know Ronda Rousey's Katie's favorite person. I was waiting for her to get back, but let's just hop in.
Yeah, we didn't just kick out Katie. She had to step away.
Yes,
we're not just ignoring her, guys.
Yeah. Of course not. We would never do that here. But yeah, so Ronda Rousey in a deleted tweet says, "Keep chanting her name all you want. In my matches, it won't change the fact that I'm still here while she ran away." Obviously, talking about
what would that be about?
This Sasha Banks.
Oh, I thought that'd be
Mercedes, the boss. Ronda Rousey knows how to stir the pot. Now, what I've seen on SmackDown, they're kind of using Braun Strowman's views and the way he is presented on social media. They're kind of throwing that into his on-screen character in wrestling. You think they do the same for Miss Rousey, the SmackDown Women's Champion? Sure, it would make her more interesting, honestly.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the whole work shoot type storylines and, trying to integrate, social media and real life heat or whatever the case may be into the story. And we still have no idea what the hell is going on with Sasha Banks. I went on the internet a couple minutes ago and she was at a Boston Celtics game. It looked like she was having the time of her life. She posted some photos or whatever down in Mexico, training with all these luchadors and stuff. We still have no idea, no clear idea, no clue on when Mercedes or Sasha Banks is going to come back to wrestling, WWE, AEW, Stardom, CMLL. We don't know what's happening. So if you're going to lean into that, that is a very risky business, and you need to almost guarantee you have access to her and she's going to come back. But
I'm not talking about her just like going after Sasha in general. I'm just talking about like the way she is on social media. I mean, they say the best characters are yourself turned up to 11. So,
I mean, they've done that type of character already when Ronda was originally a heel back at WrestleMania 35,
yeah,
whatever.
she generated heat and the matches were much better.
And I think that was one of the better characters she has. And Ronda, she's very perplexing. She's a very complex individual, and she wants to be perceived in a certain light. And I think she knows how she comes across, but she doesn't want people to perceive her that way. And so her like being that type of heel, and honestly, like she doesn't really have to change much from her character, as you said, just kind of turn herself up a little bit, and she can be a great heel, and she has been a great heel. And I think the pairing with her and Shayna Baszler is going to work wonders for her.
Absolutely.
But I just don't know how a deleted tweet and bringing that to light. And I mean, she's said things before, like I think when she was away or she was pregnant or trying to get pregnant, she was like saying things about wrestling fans. So this isn't her first encounter on social media.
Katie, have you seen this deleted tweet by Miss Ronda Rousey?
I did.
What are your thoughts? Because I know Rousey's one of your favorites.
Oh yeah, she's my favorite.
And you feel the way about her that I do about Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay.
No, I hate her with the passion. She is who she is, and she's gonna run her mouth the way she does. And she deleted it, so she realized that she messed up. I have no words.
So we were talking about this, like, what if they like bring that character to TV? I mean, they kind of did that like when she was the champion going into WrestleMania 35 with that triple threat with Charlotte and Becky. And honestly, it made her a more of an interesting character, and the matches were better. Yeah,
I mean, if they were to do that, then great. Hopefully, it'll do the same thing, make her a little bit more interesting. But right now, she's very one note to me.
Yes. From one woman's champion to another, Miss Mandy Rose. Today is her 400th day as the NXT Women's Champion. Another person having a great title run. You'd love to see it. All these great title runs. Roman Reigns, Mandy Rose, Dave Dutra, who I interviewed, and it's finally been released. Yes, let's talk about Big Dave.
Well, I just want to give a big congratulations to Mandy Rose from one July 18th champion to another. Congratulations, Mandy.
Yes, congratulations. You love it. You love it. You love it. You love it. Let's talk about Big Dave Dutra, the Battle King, real quick. Katie, you finally got to hear it. What are your thoughts?
It's a really great interview. He talks a lot about just where he started, where he's been, talked about what he wants to do in the future. I'm really excited to see him just continue to excel. He's a fantastic wrestler. Absolutely.
Brandon, what are your thoughts on the Battle King?
Well, of course, I definitely did listen to this interview. And, it's cool to kind of, because you interviewed him a couple years ago, pre-COVID or right after COVID.
So technically, this is the third one. I interviewed AJ Kirsch, and then Dave was there. This is when they were the YOLO County guys, when they were doing that gimmick. Interviewed Dave last year when he was the UGWA champion, when UGWA was doing those level up shows, and then interviewed him the night that he lost the championship at Devil's Night back in October.
Damn. You cursed him.
No.
Yeah, it was a good interview. And, to those people who might not be with the Bay Area Indies or don't know too much about it, it's always just kind of cool. As much as we love getting the bigger names and, asking those types of questions, I do always find it interesting to kind of, go on the grassroots level and try to see what those people's thoughts are and how their journey's going.
Absolutely. The longest reigning UGWA champion of all time. Love it. Love it. Love Big Dave. Love Big Dave. All right, moving on from that. Swerve Strickland won the Defy Heavyweight Championship yet again. This is a title that he held back when he was really kind of the top name on the indie scene before he got signed over to WWE and NXT. So Swerve back on the indies, still obviously with AEW, but he's kind of, I guess, picking up where he left off. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I love Swerve. Wherever he's doing it, whether it's an AEW, Defy, coming back to the Bay Area for APW, I just think he's super talented. So whatever he does, I'm for it.
Katie.
Yeah, I completely agree. He's a phenomenal talent. I'm really excited to see where he takes us.
And I like how he's kind of taken the character with him on the indies. I like that, how he's not just kind of flipping flopping wherever he goes. He's trying to stick to one consistent thing. I love that. Ricky Steamboat had a wrestling match in 2022. He teamed with FTR at a big, I think the big event or big time wrestling on the East Coast or whatever. Brandon, a few years ago, let's say pre-pandemic, if I were to tell you there's going to be a pandemic that shuts down the world for basically a year, and then a year after things reopen, Vince McMahon, Ric Flair, Jeff Jarrett, Sting, and Ricky Steamboat would all have wrestling matches in 2022, in the year of our Lord, 2022, what would you have said?
I would have said hopefully none of them died in the ring. Hopefully no one gets hurt, so we can ask for. But yeah, it's crazy when you kind of put in those terms of all those elder statesmen that have wrestled. I forget if you put in Stone Cold in there as well.
Oh yeah, Austin as well, and Logan Paul, the vlog guy, would challenge Roman Reigns
and the Bad Bunny.
And Bad Bunny, yes.
I was not aware of this. I was not aware. I kind of knew he was wrestling. I didn't know what happened already, but I mean, even back in the day when he was wrestling Chris Jericho, he was fantastic then. I know that was well over 10 years ago at this point, but
yeah,
Steamboat always kind of keeps himself in shape, and even at Double or Nothing 19 when I met him, he seemed like he was still in good shape, even though I accidentally turned to the wrong page and I like made a joke about him looking like Dean Malenko, and he just no-sold my joke, but it's fine.
He no-sold me too, bro. It's okay.
Because I have the encyclopedia, which is a very great way to get signatures, and I had it all marked down. I was like, okay, here's a post note, and I flip it over to the Dean Malenko because I was meeting him later or whatever, and I look at it, he looks at me, and I was like, that's not me, and I was like, oh, sorry, you and Dean look just alike, and he just completely no-sold me. I was like,
bro, my buddy took a picture with him. I shook his hand. I was like, you and Savage, WrestleMania 3, one of my favorite matches.
Damn, Betty's never heard that one before.
Yeah, but he immediately was like, yeah, I hear that a lot. I wanted to say him and Austin from like Clash of Champions in '94, but I didn't, and I don't know why. Oh God, oh Jesus. Katie, thoughts on Ricky Steamboat wrestling in the year of our Lord 2022?
I mean, I have no words because I never thought that this was something that was going to be a thing.
Like I want to be shocked, but you just like with the things that have happened this year, Flair's last match, Logan Paul in Saudi Arabia for the world title, Vince retiring, like it's just it's nothing shocks me anymore.
It's pretty great.
I think the question is who's coming out of it, like who else?
Yeah.
Like who else is coming back? Like that's the real question.
The Rock.
Well, I mean that's okay.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were trying. I was trying to get a correct answer. I wasn't trying to, have us.
I mean, it could be a correct answer. I mean, Arn Anderson might have a match. We don't know. The Horseman might ride again.
Let's see. I'm gonna look up WCW 1992. Can I get like a roster and see if I can? Let's see who's on that roster in 1992.
Who's on that? Johnny B. Bad. Is he on that roster?
Too Cold Scorpio still wrestle?
He does. He just teamed up with Sandman. Yeah. This is a thing. This is a thing.
Well, some of these people aren't going to be wrestling for obvious reasons.
Oh,
but,
tease and tease. Oh, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna do the fan mail segment. We only got one person to write in. It's our favorite guy. In Brightest X.
Mr. X.
Yes. When all is said and done, will MJF go down as the greatest villain in pro wrestling? It's too early to tell.
Yeah, agreed.
Like if we're talking about great villain, I mean, Vince might be the greatest villain, given the whole Attitude Era thing, that happened. Triple H's quote unquote reign of terror with Evolution. That's another marquee for greatest villain. Edge was a despicable villain. Orton, making out with people's unconscious wives while they're handcuffed to ropes and kicking old men in the head, Like, come on.
Going back to the previous discussion, my vote would be either Michael Hayes or Rick Steiner for the next old people to wrestle, who are on the 1992.
I believe Rick Steiner, bro.
WCW roster. I mean, I can see him wrestling in a tag team match for NXT or something.
Yeah, that's most likely gonna happen. Will the Freebirds ride again?
Maybe.
Are they?
Maybe.
I don't know. P.S. Hayes and I think Jimmy Garvin's dead. I believe he is. I believe he's no longer with us.
Jimmy Jam.
Yeah. All right, moving on from that.
By the way, he's not dead. He's 70 years old. Shout out Jimmy Jam.
Okay.
But could he be? Possibly. But I just keep going back to it of, the botched babyface turn or whatever the whole summer of MJF thing was. And I mean, we even see it today that you're not getting the full the full heel reaction like you used to. Now you could kind of say, is he like one of the greatest performers of his generation? Absolutely. Now, when it comes to heels, I go more for the people who just get a genuine reaction. And, Roddy Piper is someone that always kind of comes to mind of one of the better heels ever. And then even like Ric Flair. Ric Flair's a great heel, but he was also a really great babyface. So we can see.
Absolutely. Are the Dark Order pretty much done as a faction after what happened on Rampage this past Friday? People watch Rampage?
T's and P's, the half repper, Preston Vance.
Yo, Katie. So
he is teaming up with Roosh now.
We were at Halloween Hell for APW 2019. The Rock and Roll Express was wrestling, which was hilarious.
Great time.
Preston Vanilla Vance. This is before the Dark Order. He's wrestling Keita Murray, and he's doing push-ups, and Brandon yells at him, like, what you called him a half repper, right? Yeah.
Now he was doing the gimmick where he was like doing curls with a wrestler.
Oh yeah. Then you and then what did you yell?
I said those are half reps.
Oh yeah. Then he looked at him and was like, "Shut up!" I was like, "Oh Jesus, Brandon's about to."
That's the last time I ever catcalled a wrestler.
Brandon's about to get stolen. That was a great time.
You don't want to catch his hands.
Ooh. Thorne still might.
Oh, he definitely could.
Yeah. And then he also says, "Are we surprised that Ronda is having somewhat lackluster title run so far?" No, we're not. No, we're not.
Well, as I said, when you're working with Liv Morgan and shout out Shotzi, but Shotzi isn't exactly one to lead a dance. You're probably in with Raquel Rodriguez.
Shotzi lead a dance. She's been wrestling longer than Ronda Rousey.
Well, I think it also is kind of Ronda is the Brock Lesnar type to where you're going to wrestle a Ronda Rousey match. Ronda Rousey's not going to wrestle your match. And Shotzi is much more of a, high flyer, free flowing type where Ronda's just want to, grapple and punch and kick in MMA. Very similar to Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar is leaps and bounds better as Brock Lesnar is one of the best wrestlers of all time.
Yes, we know that.
And people don't give him the respect just because he does the suplexes and all that other stuff.
Bro, Brock Lesnar is the alpha male of our species.
Shout out, Pat.
This is a fact. I miss Pat McAfee. I do.
Well, you got to watch Pat McAfee's show Monday through Friday.
If it's not on the wrestling, then I'm not gonna. Let's go over to Monday Night Raw. KO and the Bloodline have a segment. Sami Zayn says, Jay, we've had our differences for months, but you finally accepted me. KO comes out there and he says, Sammy, you know what? I'm done. Like, I'm done with you, but he says he's not done with the Bloodline. And Jey Uso says, you can get this work tonight. They have a match. They were going for it. KO gets the dub after a stunner on main event Jey Uso. Katie, what are your thoughts?
Talk about a match. I mean, we're already hyped up based on Survivor Series and the fallout that came from it. Add in this match and you're just like, whoa. Personally, I'm really excited for this feud. So I'm looking forward to seeing more.
I assume you're throwing it to me, but you cut out because you yelled so high. It's such a high pitch. But yeah, I thought the promo was fantastic. KO added, as we said earlier, kind of add new dynamic to the bloodline, and his just promo skills and acting skills I thought were fantastic, melded in with them. And yeah, the match, him and Jay put on a really good match. And I'm glad to see KO won because they had all the shenanigans on the outside. You can just see, distraction finish, KO loses, meh. But KO got the win, stunner, scurries out of there, and I'm glad to see him win. So no chicanery like I was expecting.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Seth Rollins and Austin Theory have a segment. Rollins calls Theory a kid. Rollins tells Theory to shut up and let them sing. Sing it, Brandon. Sing it.
Well, I'm not going to Pavlovian sing Seth Rollins' theme song, but
Why not?
I won't. I will not.
Katie, will you do it?
She would not Pavlovianly sing his theme song either.
Why
But
not?
Phillip, why don't you sing it?
Because I asked you guys to.
Okay. Yeah, I keep singing the praise of Theory. I think this new serious act is really good, much better than what he's been doing the past, however, 10 months since he's been on the main roster. And Seth, I kind of have my qualms with him, but he's still a star. People like him. And he didn't really add much because he was just more kind of playing off of Theory. And it was the story and the promo was much more about how Theory reacted to everything. But yeah, I mean, it should be a really good match. And people, people I see on the internet, they kind of like bag on Theory's wrestling ability, but you put him in there with Rollins and they have like a solid 15-minute, 20-minute pay-per-view match. I think the eyes will be opened.
Yes, they will be. The man came around. Becky Lynch goes to the crowd to talk to the people, and then Damage Control shows up and attacks, and it's a big-time brawl. Brandon. Could you hear me that time? Was that better?
Yes, it was better. Yeah, the promo in the crowd. I mean, anytime a wrestler is gonna like go out in the crowd, and I don't think those are plants. It's always gonna be a little awkward. Shout out Bobby. Bobby was great, but Bobby, put your phone down. Don't need to record it when you're being recorded on live television. You can just watch on the DVR. Live in the moment, buddy. And the other guy she interacted with was a little handsy. I don't know if he was a little intoxicated or he just one of those wrestling fans. But Becky, shout out, she is a pro. She was able to just back up, still interact with them, but not make it so obvious and awkward. But yeah, her promo I thought was good. And then the brawl afterwards was, I mean, okay. I'm not a big fan of like those fake looking in the crowd fights where there's just happens to be a merch stand right there, and then you have the fans just like already blocked off,
bro,
like
you've
20
been to a
yards
WWE
away.
show, bro. The merch stands are all over the place.
They don't look like they do not look like that with the
I was
fake
just
tables.
at the Raw. They look like that. I was just there.
Well, how come there was no workers there? Or how come there was nobody in line there?
Because they saw chaos and got the hell out the way.
We didn't see them get out the way.
Okay.
The Red Sea parted for them about probably 15 minutes before that even started.
How do you know? How do you know?
I mean, it looked pretty clear that there was security on one side, security on the other side, and they were there preemptively.
How do we know the security wasn't like they might be coming up this way? Get out the way, move, get out the way.
You're just making a lot of assumptions. I'm making observations.
I mean, it's not really an observation. I mean, like, what's the first thing about this?
They cut to them fighting in the concourse area, and everybody is already perfectly pushed aside.
Look, the worker probably just got the hell out of there. Like, I don't get paid enough for this. No, not today. Yeah, that's probably what happened. It's most likely what happened. If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it,
makes a sound.
Okay.
It makes a sound.
So if you can't,
the sound waves don't reverberate.
People just move out the way while there's a brawl going on doesn't mean they didn't move out the way.
Because
you don't got the answer, Sway.
Because
you
5
don't
minutes.
Got the answer.
Because 5 minutes. All right, Kanye, calm down. We don't want you to say anything you regret later, or you don't regret, which makes it even worse.
I don't want to pay my ex-wife $200K a month. Yeah, Jesus.
With money you don't got because you said some bad things on the internet.
You're right. Katie, how do you feel about this? I'm sorry. How do you feel about this?
About Kanye West or about the
How do you feel about
opening
Kanye?
segment?
Let's ask Katie. How do you feel about Ye? How do you feel? Are you a Kanye fan?
No.
Whoa. You don't listen to Kanye at all?
I mean, when I was younger, I did, but now that he's gone like off the deep end, hell no.
I mean, you don't just sometimes listen to the graduation. I mean, no. You don't sometimes just throw on like Gold Digger just to feel something. No,
I don't
It's
I don't personally put the songs on, but if they come on, I don't turn them off.
What's your favorite Kanye song, Katie?
Probably Stronger.
Okay. But how'd you feel about this brawl? Back to the wrestling. Sorry, we do this from time to time. Go off on these little tangents. I'm sorry.
What? You go on tangents? What?
Brandon, he goes off on.
I
these
never go on tangents. I am short-winded and concise. Okay.
I thought the brawl was hilarious. The product placement was excellent, especially with the Money in the Bank lunchbox. But otherwise, it felt a little overly scripted to me. But yeah.
This is wrestling. There are no scripts. What do you guys talk?
Especially in the Triple H era.
Yeah, there are no scripts. Yeah.
But
It's like AEW. Everybody just runs around and does whatever they want. The Street Profits return. Montez is back. Shout out Montez and Bianca. They're gonna have a new reality series on Hulu. The Crawfords. Shout out. I'm looking forward to it. I miss Total Bellas. I wish that or not Total Bellas and Total Divas.
And Total Divas.
Yes.
Also miss what Chrisley knows best, but that's gone for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's big obvious reasons. I did tune into that after Raw's back in the day. Yeah, I wish Total Bellas and Total Divas would come back, but it is what it is. Thoughts on Montez and the Street Profits returning? Thoughts on the reality show, Katie?
I mean, I love the idea. I will definitely watch it.
I feel like we should have a reality show.
This is our reality show.
No,
I mean, if we just put us up on YouTube, that would be our reality show.
we need we need a reality show. I'll think of something. I'll get in touch with some people. Brandon, thoughts?
Nice to see the Street Profits come back. Not that I forgot about them, but it's nice to see them back on TV after a little bit. And the reality show, good for them. They're definitely kind of pushing Montez and Belair as kind of the WWE couple. And I do like how they're not like overly pushing them on WWE television. It's just, they interact from time to time. If you know, you know. I believe it's just a Hulu exclusive. So I don't got Hulu, so probably won't be watching it. But, if it makes the way to the USA Network or something, maybe I'll check it out.
But we're going to be talking about it on the show. You have to
well, if Hulu does this every now and then where they email me my 1 month free and I would activate it, watch the Mindy Project, and then delete it.
Wow.
Shout out the Mindy Project.
It's who
it's a great show.
What is that? What is that?
Shout out Mindy.
Who
Mindy
is
Kaling
that?
From The Office and whatever else she does.
I did not watch The Office. I'm sorry.
Me neither. But it's not like I actively don't watch The Office.
Do you watch The Office?
I mean, I've seen like some episodes. If it's on Comedy Central or something, I might just have it on the background. But
it's, I mean, you want to hear my honest opinion about The Office? It's not that good.
I hate The Office.
Thank you. Finally, thank you.
I prefer Parks and Rec. I thought it had more depth.
You see this? I'll watch Community over The Office, brother. No,
I like Community too.
Yeah, yes.
But you know what I really like? Letterkenny.
I've heard of this. I haven't seen it.
It is the funniest darn thing.
Okay.
you should watch The Good Place. It's a great show.
Oh, The Good Place is so good.
I've heard of that also.
I think it's on the cock.
Stop saying that.
Sorry.
Jesus.
It's on the P.
Dexter Lumis got a WWE contract after he beat The Miz. He got a briefcase full of money, gave the kid a $100 bill. Miz attacks him, takes the $100 bill back from the kid. Johnny Gargano super kick. The Miz gives the kid back the money. The kid checks to see if the money's real. Yeah.
Yeah, match itself was all right. Just a standard Dexter Lumis Miz match with some hardcore spots thrown in. And Lumis gets the win. He's under contract, so I maybe this is the end of the story, or we get like a kind of official WWE match or feud between him and Miz. I don't know. I Johnny Gargano in WWE so far hasn't exactly lived up to my expectations, and him kind of being paired with Dexter Loomis doesn't help that. So I would hope they kind of split apart and go their separate ways. Maybe I don't see Indy getting called up anytime soon, so I don't think her and Loomis will do anything. Or maybe Dexter goes down to NXT and they do something and they become like a heel act, which would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Katie, do you have any thoughts on this?
No. I'm just
Gargano's new theme is ass. Like, why did they rework that?
Well, they got CFO dollar sign, whatever the hell his name is. They don't work together anymore, so they're kind of phasing out all of his whatever.
So who cares?
Yeah, I even though it's a different vocal, it also has like a different vibe. Like you can change the vocal and kind of still have that same vibe, but it's just it's slowed down too. I think that's what one of the best parts of his song is it was like upbeat, and it was like Sami Zayn's theme song. It was like upbeat, happy, got you excited, especially for like a big match. But that is not the case for his song. And I mean, honestly, I don't even know what kind of entrance theme there is like that right now. Like Roman's theme is like epic, but it's not like a prototypical baby face, hype up the crowd, get you ready for it. Even like Seth's isn't really like that, or I mean, Riddle's kind of like that, but he's not in that position right now.
No, you need something like I need Cena's music to hit randomly. Real talk, I just need that like in this Triple H era. I need that so I can be excited.
The kind of the only one is like Shinsuke's, but Shinsuke's not Shinsuke right now.
Yeah, he's not. Let's go over to AEW Dynamite. Moxley has a promo and Hangman Page returns.
Yes, he did. Moxley kicked off the show.
Well, I'm real talk. Honestly, didn't really notice Hangman was gone.
Yeah, I mean, he was out, but he wasn't like doing anything when he left, so it makes sense. And they haven't really hyped him up or kind of gave us updates on his situation. So I think Moxley just kind of like not kill time, but he just kind of gave some love to Indy. Just a place he used to wrestle back on the indie scene, back in the indie scene. Oh, I'm hilarious. But yeah, just kind of kills time, and then Hangman Page comes out. They get into a brawl. Fun brawl. Crowd is into it, and they go later on in the show. They brawl backstage, and then both the guys kicked out of the arena. So that sets up later on in the show for why Moxley didn't come out to kill William Regal.
Okay, Katie, did you see this?
I did.
How do you feel?
That's how I feel.
Hashtag analysis.
Analysis.
We got Bryan Danielson having just one of his great old good technical matches with no real story behind it. He took on Dax Harwood. Bryan got the win via tap out. The commentators really focusing on that Jon Moxley MJF dynamic with Regal. So there was some storyline talked about in the match, but just it was a good match for the sake of being a good match. I love Danielson. I love this match. Katie, any hashtag analysis on this?
I thought it was a really good technical match. I'll be honest, I wasn't 100% paying attention to the show, but I did watch it. I really liked what Bryan Danielson had to do, and I don't know.
If we're gonna talk about theme songs, FTR has a fantastic theme song. Every time they come out, they get a huge pop.
Oh, wait.
So great song. I think I mentioned this like about a couple months ago. Cheap Heat, they brought it up again. Bryan Danielson, like nothing's really happened here in AEW, like nothing.
I mean, we had like an email question where we talked about it of like, what's the most disappointing thing about AEW this year? And I even said like, as much as I love him, Bryan Danielson, because he hasn't really done anything.
I know this is gonna be like his last long-term contract or whatever, but brother, like, come back to the E part-time, recapture the magic, win the title maybe one more time, have a good run, go in the Hall of Fame. Like,
I mean, this match just kind of cemented what Danielson's been doing the past year and 2 months. It was a great match. It was fun. The crowd was into it. There was loosely some story behind it and some story things involved, but for the most part, it was just a match for the sake of a match. And Danielson probably had a lot of fun. The crowd had a lot of fun. The guy who he worked with had a lot of fun, but at the end of the day, it didn't really add much to the show.
Like, honestly, maybe Danielson should have just beat Hangman for the title. Real talk. Like, I'm gonna be real about it. That should have happened. Then you can go Danielson Punk, and maybe Punk wouldn't have gone on the tirade that he did at the press conference and all these other things. I don't know.
Who knows? We love championship matches, so why not have Samoa Joe take on AR Fox, who is the newest?
I'm gonna stop this right here. Love AR Fox. Glad he got a contract. Isn't an open challenge supposed to be? We don't know who's going to challenge for the championship.
I don't know, but
so
why AR Fox
is announcing this?
I don't know. I mean, shout out AR Fox. He's talented. He's been in the indie scene forever. I just don't know he's someone AEW needs to be signing. Like, you can have him be a true independent contractor and like bring him in for dates or help him work with the younger talent. But
honestly, they just need to clean house. They just need to clean house.
And I've, as I said, talented. I just don't know what he adds to the company for you to sign him when you have so much other people.
He's another person to have matches on Dark and maybe pop up on a Rampage or two. Like, that's it. That's why he's here. Because they'll throw him in one of those battle royals. He'll be on the 0 hour. Like, that's all that's going to be happening. I love AR Fox. He's a great talent. But like that's what's going to happen to him.
And then Wardlow cut a promo just being like, "Hey, I'm still here. Samoa Joe, I'm coming for that ass."
Yep.
Respectfully,
of course.
Then we get the marquee segment of the night with MJF. William Regal introduces MJF, and MJF comes out and he debuts the big Burberry belt. Hopefully they got a licensing to say that, and they're working with the company. But it just has, Burberry, whatever pattern on the leather. So, goes with MJF's gimmick, and MJF just cuts a strong heel promo going after the crowd, going after, telling the story of him and Regal, blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, he goes to hand back the brass knucks, and he nails Regal in the back of the head. And this was a serious deal where they played it up. He did move. He got stretched out. Danielson comes back without a boot on because he was getting work done. And Moxley wasn't there because he was escorted out of the building with Hangman. So definitely after all this, with MJF going back and forth, they are cementing him as a heel going forward. Katie, what'd you think of this?
Oh, I thought it was an excellent spot. They really played up the whole, Regal's had a lot of problems with his neck, and he's not a spring chicken anymore, and so this is really concerning. Bryan Danielson, coming out and just being like, "Can't you move faster?" Like, freaking out. It was great. The commentary team did an excellent job working this out and keeping the crowd really entertained when it came to it. MJF is just a fantastic heel, and I will die on that hill until the day I die. I love MJF.
This is great. The big Burberry belt. Loved it. Loved everything about it. I actually saw this. William Regal really thought he could trust the devil? He really thought he could trust the devil. No. You know what this was? Do you know what this was? What? MJF had his Ice Spice moment. Was like, "You thought I was feeling you?" That's basically what this was. That's what this was.
You tell me Regal's a munch?
Shout out Ice Spice. How do you feel about Ice Spice? How do you feel?
She's there. That's
pretty
much all I gotta say.
The new flavor of the month. Possibly.
I mean, she's literally had 2 songs, and she's getting all this hype.
Drake slid in the DMs, but
Drake slides in he's has slid in Millie Bobby Brown's DMs, and she was 13.
Who is that?
That's 11. Stranger Things.
I've never seen Stranger Things.
You know who Millie Bobby Brown is?
I do not. I'm serious. I do not know who that is. I actually don't know who this is.
Come on, you don't know Enola Holmes? Great film.
No,
Sequel's out on Netflix, I think.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. But look, MJF, he has his own custom AEW championship. You love it. Just let him run with it, bro. Just let this man run until 2024 with the title. Let's do
And
this.
I think MJF is a fan of the Bullet Cast because he purposefully, one of the first people he buried when he was burying everybody, he buried my boy Eddie Kingston. Who have I been telling you should be the person to take the title off of Eddie Kingston at like the 23rd hour, 59-minute, 90, whatever, 59-second mark?
I cannot confirm nor deny that I have been in talks with the agent or the magent of Maxwell Jacob Freeman. I cannot confirm nor deny.
Telling you, Eddie Kingston taking the belt off of MJF is the move. It needs to happen.
I can see Eddie Kingston calling him a Burberry bitch. I can see that. and the promos, I can see that. Willow defeated Anna Jay and Ruby Soho returned. Didn't know. I forgot Ruby Soho existed. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
You know, she's been taking some time off after Ty Conti broke her face.
Bro, look, I mean, that's just like you have too many people. I forget people are on the roster. I forgot Hangman was there and he was your world champion.
This one's on me, but I didn't even know Athena turned heel.
Oh yeah, she did that.
Yeah, I kind of forgot.
I even knew that.
Wow, good job, Phillip.
You know what's dark? Wow,
better person.
Product. What's the product, Brandon? God.
I'm over a Dark Elevation guy.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Actually, the most dark Elevation I watch is on Botchamania when they just have fun with Excalibur and Taz's commentary. That's pretty much the only dark I watch.
Hey, my bad, OG. My bad, OG.
It's cool.
All right, for sure.
We straight.
All right, bet. Blessings. Jade Cargill's championship celebration. Jade Cargill is money.
The internet was loving her money bodysuit.
Oh, of course.
Respectfully, of course.
It's one of the best bodysuits in the history of the business. Bow Wow appeared on the screen. Yo.
With his like Android from 2006 recording. Didn't even fit the dimensions of the screen. Because
Bow Wow still lives in that time frame when he was over like Rover.
Well, he was over when he was Lil Bow Wow. I don't know if Bow Wow's ever been over.
Bow Wow was over. Hold on. Remember
the transition from Lil to Bow Wow? I think that was.
Remember Lottery Ticket? Bow Wow was over then. He was over in Lottery Ticket in that movie. Katie, are you a Bow Wow fan?
I mean,
is anybody a Bow Wow fan?
Are you?
Well, I mean, apparently he's on tour. He's selling these VIP experiences where, like, these women will take photos with him and he'll just do anything. I guess I don't know. Shout out Bow Wow.
Katie, are you? Like I said,
I was a fan when he was little. Little Bow Wow.
I mean, come on, like, let me hold you. Like, that's still a slap.
I mean, if you give me like 15, 20 minutes, I could probably find a little Bow Wow CD somewhere in this house, but Bow Wow stuff.
Like, let me hold you. And then
we all know the real dude. The real one is Lil Romeo. That one's the best. He's way better than Lil Bow Wow.
Well, Lil Romeo had his own show and everything. Yeah,
I love that show.
Yeah,
but Master P.
Yes, I had Master P jumpsuits.
Shout out.
I had Master P and Sean Paul jumpsuits. Yeah. I was different back in the day, boy. Let me tell you. But so is Bow Wow gonna wrestle Jade Cargill? Like, where's this going?
I mean, I have no idea. I mean, Bow Wow, yes, he might have he has a big following, but he doesn't have he's not a mainstream star right now. So I don't know what they're going for, and they just keep hammering this home.
Because he's been training with Rikishi at Knox Pro, right? That's what I hear. I'll do some digging and I'll find out what's going on with that.
I mean, AEW hasn't done a mixed wrestling match yet, and Jade versus Bow Wow would be an interesting first one.
It's going to be for the first time ever an intergender match on Dynamite. Bow Wow versus the TBS champion Jade Cargill. I can hear them promoting that. I can hear it
because it was exclusively Jade and Red Velvet. Her and Cody never mixed up, right? I think so.
Yeah, I can hear Tony Khan saying this. It's one of the best intergender matches we've ever seen. I can hear all that
while the Young Bucks are rolling their eyes in the background.
Yeah. The Elite defeat Triangulo de la Muerte 2-1. I like that.
Yeah, they switched up a little bit on the intro with Triangle de la Muerte attacking the Elite beginning of the match, so a little more walk and brawl on the stage, and then transition that into more of a standard triple or trios match. So I like that they switched up a little bit. Elite get the wins; they don't get the cliche 3-0 lead, which I very much didn't want that to happen, just because you kind of know what's coming next. But we get a 2-week break. We're not going to see another match until winter is coming. So take a breath.
Hey, they could have won. They could have went 3-0, and then they could have been like the Warriors that one year and lost a 3.
Well, they choked a 3-1 lead. Okay, they're not the 0-4 Yankees.
They could have done that. That could have happened. Yeah. Katie, any thoughts on the Elite and Triangulo de la Muerte?
Well, I'm kind of getting tired of this 7 series.
You see, and it's only the 3rd match. You see,
did we not say this was going to happen? I mean, especially with their type of matches where it's like, how many flippy doos and stuff can you do?
Look, the next one they just need to mat wrestle. Like everyone just needs to just completely change it or add like stipulations that were like make one of them like a 6-man ladder match or something. Like,
they do the John Cena AJ Styles where they never leave the ring.
That would be dope.
Royal Rumble dives, just
Royal Rumble 2017.
Not even any top, not even springboards. Just keep it on the match. Keep it on the mat.
Keep it on the mat. The mat is sacred.
Don't know if the luchadors would like that all that much, but we'll see.
We'll see. Thank you guys so much, Superstar Spotlight. We actually haven't done this on the show in a while, so let me look back through this script. I'm giving it to Sami Uso. Sami Uso. One's in the air from our Uso. Yes, sir. Love Sami. Love the story that's being told. Hey man, Sami did an interview recently. I forget the outlet, but he compared himself to Bret Hart in the sense that Bret had great matches in the 80s, really great matches in the 90s, but by 97, Bret Hart became like a true well-rounded performer, and he was in his element. And by the time in 97, he's already held the world championship 5 times, and he's 40 years old. Sami Zayn at this late in the game is finally in his element. He's with the hottest act in the industry, and he's going for it. He's one of the most talked about men in the industry for the past 6 months. He's going for it. I love that. I'm giving it to Sami Zayn. Katie, Superstar Spotlight. Who do you got? Who do you got? Who do you?
I'm gonna give mine to Becky Lynch. It's great having her back, and I'm super excited to see the man on the big screen again.
Yes, when the man comes around, it's always a good time. Brandon, Superstar Spotlight, who you giving it to?
Well, Katie stole my pick just because I wanted to say, give me that Becky one more time. But we'll go to AEW. We'll give it to MJF. He's back. Cut a stellar promo. He's going full-fledged heel. I don't know how well this is going to work out in terms of crowd response, but I thought it was a great segment.
I can't wait for that Dynamite, and I can't wait for them to come here so I can just cheer MJF. Are you guys going to cheer MJF?
Well, if we're part of the media, Phillip, you shouldn't be cheering at all.
Are you guys going to cheer with me, though? Are you guys going to cheer with me?
Not if I got a media credential. You got to be professional, Phillip.
Okay, put it in your pocket, hide in a group of people, and yell it
while we're sitting around with a bunch of media.
No. We'll walk out into the where the paying customers are, and we'll do that, and they won't know.
Okay.
Because
I'm just gonna be cheering. Like I can't help it. I'm just gonna cheer.
Nobody's gonna listen to this. They won't know.
They're gonna know.
They're not gonna know. They're not. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This Friday, BTW Big Time Wrestling's Not So Silent Night, the toy drive. It is in the Newark Pavilion in Newark, California. Go meet Aaron Solo of AEW. Go meet formerly of AEW, now with Impact Wrestling, Bobby Fish. You can also see Big Fawn, Shane Cody, and all your other favorites from Big Time Wrestling. Milo is going to be in attendance and more. You don't want to miss it. Big Time Wrestling's Not So Silent Night. Thank you guys so much. You know where to follow us: Twitter, Instagram, all that, YouTube. Be safe and stay dangerous.